Hi everyone. In this lecture we will cover the concept of general ledger, or as the acronym for it is GL. GL stands for general ledger. So it's a ERP independent concept, which means that the basic structure or the basic logic or the basic concept is same across ERP, is same across different ERPs. So even though the look and feel might change, so for example, Oracle GL might look totally different from a Microsoft GL or a SAP GL, the overall concept and the overall positioning or overall functioning is more or less similar, right? And not very different from the traditional GL that we have understood. So if you have ever studied accounting in any of your schools or high schools, if you had accounting as a subject in your college, so you must have come across GL, and the concept of GL is more or less same here in a ERP context also. So let's go into some of the details on what is GL. So any kind of GL is a central repository of accounting data, right? So in any organization or in any business, there are the accounting data is generated by different functions, right? So your accounting department from different functions, say for your accounts payable department, accounts receivable department, your HR department, any department that is functioning, they generate a lot of accounting data, and that is consolidated at a central place is a of GL. So that's why the concept of central repository of accounting data. So what does GL contains? GL contains the accounting data from different business functions across business. Okay. How it stores this data? So traditionally, journals is basically the accounting entries in form of accounting entries. So all the accounting data in form of accounting entries are stored in GL, right? And the source could be your business functions, any and all of your business functions. If it is generating any accounting data, they should be consolidated at the GL level, right? So even though the look and feel of each of these points, right, the way the data in GL looks might differ, the look and feel might differ across ERP, right? The look and feel across ERPs can change, can be different, but the basic function is same, right? So for example, I'll just take an example here. For example, your say your accounts payable department, right? So you are doing functions like, say we are doing functions of invoicing and making payments, right? So each of these functions of invoicing and payment generates the accounting data, which is sent over to GL in form of accounting entries, right? So these accounting data comes to GL in form of accounting entries. Similarly, your say for example your accounts receivable functions, right? Here also you are creating customer invoices, you are creating receipts, and it also comes to GL in form of accounting entries, right? So so pictorially how it happens is that GL looks like, as far as the accounting world is concerned, GL looks like as in the center of this diagram, and different modules or the different business functions of any system, be it ERP or be it manual, any accounting functions, say for I'm just taking some of the Oracle financial modules here, but it's true for any other module, like for example say purchasing, right? So all the accounting for all the different modules, they are doing their business at their end, their daily business, their daily activities, day in and day out. And if they are generating any accounting data, they are sending it over to GL for central reporting and central storing. So why is this necessary? So here we had necessary. So here we had covered what, how, and from which source, and the next question would be why it is done, why it is this way. So the reason is again consolidation and reporting, right? So if your individual business functions are doing any kind of activities, right, until and unless you consolidate them at a central place, you will not get meaningful reporting or the true picture of your business. So that is the reason what your GL serves a purpose of consolidation and generating various reports. Some of the reports that are generated are, say, balance sheet and profit and loss, right? That's kind of very basic and very popular kind of report that comes out of GL. Again, your balance sheet and profit and loss cannot come out of individual modules, right? For example, your AP side or your AR side. Say AP side is capturing your expenses, right? AR side is mostly covering your revenue and sales, right? FA is again your assets and some kind of expenses like depreciation and all. So each individual module is doing some different function, but for an organization as a whole, you need if you need a complete picture of organization on what is the profit and loss, what are its assets position, then it comes to GL, and then from GL what you get is your balance sheet and P&L accounts, right? So if you look across, so here what I was trying to explain is that the concept of GL and the fact that it's kind of a very universal concept, right? So no matter where you go in different ERP system, most of the ERP systems these days are modular. So it accepts accounting data from different sources. These different sources could be the individual modules of that ERP, or it could be something totally external. For example, here like in GL, right? Here GL, I'm saying that, say if I'm talking about Oracle environment, it's taking data from AP, it's taking data from AR, taking data from FA, but it's also possible that, for example, your organization has only implemented Oracle GL, right? They have only taken Oracle GL. So you can still feed data from external sources, right? So you just need to develop your program or develop your integrations with Oracle, and then you can accept data from external sources also. So it's need not be coming only from Oracle modules. So that's the beauty of a modular structure. You can, if you want, implement only one module and go from there. So it could be the out of the box sources like the Oracle modules, or it could be totally different and external sources. So that's the concept of Oracle GL that I wanted to cover. Basically, to sum it up, it's a central repository of so it's a central repository of all the accounting data, which it stores in form of journals, and it is sourced from different business function, and the major purpose of doing that is consolidation and then reporting on an organization basis, mostly, for example, balance sheet and profit and loss account, but there are many other reports that can be used. So that is what I wanted to cover in this lecture. So thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.